So I've had my Galaxy Note 10 Plus for quite a while now, and it's a great phone. It legitimately is. It's blue like I like it. Most of you people know that I love blue. It's pretty fast. It's got all the great features. The S Pen's better than it ever has been. It's just pretty awesome. And I'm absolutely bored with it. I am bored to tears with this phone. I'm looking for another phone. I don't know what's happening. But we'll talk about all of it right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name is Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. Now, I mentioned a couple times before that I've had Galaxy Note phones since the Galaxy Note 2. And that's true. I've loved every single one of them. My favorite actually was the Note 7. And some people might think that's kind of funny, but I actually really liked it when it came out before they all started, blowing up. Slowly but surely, each year got a little bit less impressive. To me, I don't know, just to me, the Note 7 is where the Galaxy Note line jumped the shark. I know that's kind of a crazy thing to say. It's gotten better every year, and it's not like it's leaving a ton of things out. Sure, it leaves some features behind that people don't use, but it's continually got better. And the Note 10 Plus is basically the pinnacle of all of them. So why don't I care anymore? I gotta be honest, this is kind of coming for a while now. I've been saying it since the Galaxy Note 9 when I said I wasn't even excited to get it. Something just wasn't, I don't know, it was off about the Galaxy Note 9, and even the Galaxy Note 8 I wasn't super excited about. When the Galaxy Note 10 was announced, I was kind of like, okay, let's get on board. You can watch all the videos, I talked about it. And I'm always on board for a Galaxy Note phone, so I went and bought it. Actually, I bought like 6 of them. If you missed that video, it's in my list. It's kind of embarrassing. But the point is, this phone is pretty great. Like, it's probably gonna be one of the top Android phones for the entire year. But I was already super happy with my OnePlus 7 Pro. And that's the weird thing, because twice in the span of 7 or 8 months, the OnePlus 7 Pro has taken me away from 2 different Galaxy Note phones. This has never happened before. All the way up until the Galaxy Note 9, I had not used any other phone as my primary phone other than a Note series phone. And when the OnePlus 7 Pro came out, that was the first time that got kind of a thing happen. It was just, I was very concerned and confused by that. So you might be wondering, like, what's wrong? Why don't I like this thing? So I'll be perfectly honest. There's really only one thing I can complain about, and I talked about it in my original review of this phone, and that part hasn't changed. And that is that the fingerprint sensor is slow. And some of you might be thinking that I'm wrong, turn the animations off, which I've already done. But the reality is, when you compare it to something like the OnePlus 7 Pro, it's pretty darn slow. And yes, I know it's more secure, but I don't care. I want it faster. I don't care if it's more secure. I've talked about this before. Listen, I'm going to talk about this more in depth on my podcast. I just started a podcast recently with Greg from Greg's Gadgets. Link is in the description below. It should be on all the podcasting platforms, and hopefully by the time this video goes live, Apple as well. Link is in the description. Check it out. I'm really going to talk about this. But more importantly than that, I don't get the same feeling that I did with my OnePlus 7 Pro at a much lower price. And what it comes down to is smartphones are too good. They're just kind of like too good at almost any price point. I have a lot of people in my comment section now with phones like the 10e or the S10e or the A20 or something like that from Samsung that's really less expensive, quite a bit less expensive, and you get most of the same features. And the features you don't get, like things with S Pen, they can kind of live without. I only use my S Pen every so often, and if I didn't have use of it, I wouldn't care. And I think that's why I like the OnePlus 7 Pro so much, because it gets the things that are important correct. It gets it right. The speed, opening up apps, everything is super fast. And again, if you have not used the OnePlus 7 Pro or now the OnePlus 7T or whatever, you don't know. You honestly don't know. Yeah, the Note is definitely fast, but it's not the same thing. It's not. And I called this out in my review. The Note is fast, but it's not smooth. And there's something about that smoothness that has completely seduced me. So much so that I'm willing to give up things like wireless charge, which I can also fix. I've made a video about that as well. I can put wireless charging on my OnePlus 7 phone. So you might be wondering, so what? You don't like your phone, you're bored of it, just get another one. And while yes, I can do that, not a lot of people can. This actually is a much bigger problem than that. You see, if I can get 80–90% of the features out of a phone that's substantially less expensive, whether it be half or even a third as much, that's a problem for the industry in whole. Flagships are very much not that big of a deal over top of your mid-range phones anymore. They're pretty much very similar. They're using the same processor at this point and sometimes the same amount of RAM. And for a company like Samsung that's been raising the price every single year, and Apple as well, they need to be really conscious of this. People are tired of paying $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 for a smartphone when they can get a phone for $600, $700, $800 that does 90% of the same things. This is an industry-wide problem. And as far as flagships go anymore, we're almost at the end of that road, if you ask me. $1,000 phones, it's about time for you guys to rest in peace. We got too much other really good products out there for an incredible price, incredible prices. Performance that is darn near the same. Wouldn't you want to pay a whole heck of a lot less for the same amount of performance? And if Samsung stops worrying about all the different cool features that are really great for demonstration on a stage, but not every day, they're going to do better. If they really concentrate on the core performance, that is what 90% of the people are going to do 90% of the day, they'll win. At the end of the day, my eye is wandering. Do I go back to OnePlus 7 Pro? Do I go to the OnePlus 7T Pro? Do I go to an iPhone, for God's sakes? Like, I'm kind of bored. It's excellent. Yes, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus is excellent, but I'm just bored. And this is kind of the problem. If a major tech head like me, who has a YouTube channel completely dedicated to smart gadgets, phones, and everything else, kind of gets bored of your product, for the last two products, you gotta change something. And the problem is I don't even really know what to tell Samsung other than to make it more like a OnePlus 7 Pro, I guess. And maybe price is playing a point in this. I mean, I paid for this thing, it's paid off. There is no more bills on this thing. Having said that, I could have spent a lot less and gotten the features that I really wanted, that I really need and really use every day, not the things that I actually end up never using. There are some really great features on the Note 10 Plus, and I don't use most of them. Now, does that mean you won't? No, absolutely. There's people in my comments that will use DeX, that will use reverse wireless charge, will use all the things that I just have no use for. My guess is there's more people, however, that are like me, that are unlike me. They want just a great experience and don't care about some of the bells and whistles, willing to give up some of the bells and whistles just to have a solid experience. And again, I can't tell you other than I'm not feeling this phone anymore. I got it, I'm gonna use it. I'm going to LA, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take pictures with it. I know the pictures are gonna be great. The battery's gonna last me, that's great. I'm just no longer excited about it. It's kind of like when you chew bubblegum for a really long time and it just ends up tasting like your own spit and you're just kind of done with it. So which phone should I go with next? You know, listen, I'm kind of torn. I could go back to the OnePlus 7 Pro. I could try to import the OnePlus 7T Pro. I mean, I could go to iPhone, which seems kind of crazy, but I'm not real sure. I'm kind of in the middle of it. So why don't you help me figure it out? In the comments below, leave me an idea of what phone you like. Which one are you using? Or which one are you looking at? I'll look at all the comments and see what I can figure out because I need to figure this out right away. I'm a little bit done with the Note. And yes, I'm serious. I might actually let you guys and gals figure out which phone I use next, which seems like a really bad idea now that I think about it. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week, having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love. Oh, these comments are gonna be trash.